But the combo here is Combat Celebrant plus Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's kind of the idea here. So what you do is you can go, like if you have these two, if you have Flip Fable plus Combat Celebrant, you go make a copy of Combat Celebrant, exert the copy, which untaps the Fable, gives you a second combat step. Beginning of that second combat step, you untap the Fable, or tap the Fable again, copy Combat Celebrant, rinse repeat for every mana you have, and you can very easily kill your opponent out of nowhere. But the rest of this deck is pretty much just normal red-green stuff that you're used to seeing. Chariot, Bonecrusher, Reckless Stormseeker. But the concept here is you can use Huntsman's Redemption to kind of help set up the Combat Celebrant stuff. Granted, it doesn't find Fable, but you have other stuff that you can find like Jaxus, which can sort of serve a similar role to Fable, where you can go search for Jaxus, Jaxus copy Combat Celebrant, and kind of do some stuff that way. But yeah, looks pretty cool. I'm excited for this one. Yeah, Splinter, Twin, and Pioneer, even though it's it requires a lot more setup. I told you I'd never forget Gigantha. This hand's alright. It's got a couple of Fables. Good card. When has the stream not been clickbait? The links that I come to try and keep up with Spike. The things that I will do. Rakdos. Okay. I mean, this can't be that bad of a hand against Rakdos, right? Like, how bad can this possibly be? No, not my Fable token. Whatever will I do? Okay, I guess I'll play another Fable. Incoming main deck go blank. I will lose it. I maybe should have kept one of those lands, but it's fine. Yo, dog, I heard you like discarding 2 cards. Yo, dog. Yeah, see, here's where Go Blank would be really good. Maybe they'll just cast Archfiend to the Dross. If I have a foot cam, you won't need clickbait. Well, that's the idea, right? You just have instead of, like when you go to a stream and you see a stream preview, instead of that, it's just a picture of my foot. That is the clickbait. Yeah, I probably can't ever beat Shieldred here. Thankfully, they didn't cast that card. Okay, flip this. Discard Copperline. Ooh. Should probably save this for Shieldred, right? Let's go to combat. Yeah, I'm going to save the Akroan War for Shieldred. I'm just going to play 2 more Fables. 2 mana. Are we using a removal spell on Shaman token? That'd be kind of weird. I feel like they have to save it for the reflection, right? Okay, make a treasure. Tradesies. How upset are they going to be when I play 2 more Fables this turn? Man, stop playing Modern to get away from Beans and then immediately just queue into a 4 Fable deck. I mean, in fairness, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is basically Pioneer's Beanstalk, right? Is that fair to say? This deck is busted. Draws 4 Fables, Giga Chad. I will tell you this, no matter what deck you're playing in the format, if you draw 4 copies of Fable, your deck is going to look busted. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so exile this. Discard Karplusan Forest. I want to keep the Akroan War. Yeah, I'll just keep both. I don't really know how I'm supposed to lose this game if I keep both. 4 Fable can't beat 1 Go Blank. True. Very, very true. Alright, take your homie. No, come back! Where'd you go? Alright, we learned how to win with this deck. Draw 4 copies of Fable the Mirror Breaker. It's really that easy. Alright, Akroan War is coming in. Cankerbloom, Ooze. Hazoret's good. I have way too many 4s, though. I have to cut some of these 4s. Clothis, good. I think that's it. Cut 4 cards. I think we can cut the Jaxus and the Halana. Because, like, I just can't really envision a scenario where I would want to search for either of these over Hazoret or Clothis. What if we just cut the Combat Celebrant stuff? Yeah, I know we're playing a Combat Celebrant combo deck, but I think it's correct to just cut them in this matchup. Or we could... No, let's shave on Elves, actually. Let's keep the Celebrants. Shaving on Elves is good. Yeah, this is better. What do you want Frillback for? Just to kill Fable. 4 mana for a 3/3 kill Fable. The issue with that is typically in the post-board games, they're killing your Elves. So by the time you can play Frillback, they've almost gotten all of the value they need off of Fable. So I just don't think I don't think it lines up that well, especially on the draw against Fable. And in a matchup where they're just always killing your Elves. Just like, doesn't line up that well. Yeah, nobody's playing Beans in Pioneer. I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, I would say I'm surprised, but also you have to realize there's no elementals, and the elementals is a big part of what makes the Beans broken. When you can't trigger it for 0 mana, it's like, what's the benefit of playing that card? And on top of that, you don't even have consistency on binding because you don't have fetch lands. So your bindings are worse. You have no free spells. It just doesn't light up that well in Pioneer, I think. The only deck that I think can, like, reliably... What am I playing this turn? I'll play Stormseeker. The only deck that can reliably utilize Beanstalk, at least from what I've seen so far, is the Enigmatic decks. Because they can just use it as a sacrifice fodder for Enigmatic. Yeah, but it's not even that good in that deck, Lemon Bits. I have seen that deck. I don't know. I don't think it's that good in the Ascendancy deck. Fires of Invention. It is decent with fires. But it's weird because I think at least one of the better fires decks that I've seen has been Karuga Fires. But you can't play fires with Karuga and Beans. Because you just can't play Karuga with Beans, you know. Their upkeep ending my Slasher. Does that work? Same name as that permanent. I think it works. We're going to find out. Why did they wait till upkeep? I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, because they have Trespasser. That's why. Okay. It shouldn't. Are you sure? The same name as that permanent. It didn't work. Somebody clipped that. It actually didn't work. That's so funny. Opponent's like, you know what? I'm going to 5-head, get flip to Knight so I can flip my Trespasser, and then actually my spell just accomplished nothing. Please, dear God, somebody clip that. That was the greatest moment of all time. Yeah, it's the back half. That was sick. Yeah, good card, by the way. Good card, by the way. It was at that moment that he knew that he fucked up. So let's go Stomp here. Play Fable. Yeah, Stomp here, play Fable. Then I can make a copy of a Reflection, which I like. Just strictly better than a cat token. Yes, that's right. I said strictly. I mean it. Are we double blocking Chariot? I'm in. Maybe their last card's Extinction Event? Even if it is, I just have way too much going on. I don't think I can lose this game. It's gonna be really tough. Yeah, opponent's like, I have instant. I must cast instant at instant speed. Celebrate combo infinite? Yes, if you have a mana dork, it is. If you don't have a mana dork, then you get combat steps with 4/1s equal to the number of lands you control. But with a Mana Dork, it's infinite, because every time you exert, you untap the Reflection and the Mana Dork. Please tell me somebody clipped that. The end of that card being in my opponent's deck. I have Groxa. I think I will discard the Huntsman's... No, I'll discard Celebrant, actually. Yeah. And then hopefully just rip Akroan War. The Goblin Shaman should work, right, I think? Do I even discard both? I think I discard both. Really just want to find Akroan War. They're at 13. I'm just going to send everything. I think sending everything is fine. Make a shit ton of mana. I'm not going to Giganta this turn. Stay block there, go to 7. Let me just go land. Fable Bonecrusher. Go. Yeah, the Goblin Shaman would work because of the treasures. I think you double Bonecrusher. I was worried about losing the Fable if they attack with Kroxa, but maybe it doesn't matter because I'm so far ahead that if they're attacking with Kroxa, then I'm probably winning anyways. I'm just going to take 9. Just going to take this. Why not hold land for Fable? Because they're attacking me with a Kroxa. Stomp my Shaman token. Okay. I guess that lets them survive? Yeah, it lets them survive, just barely. Okay, so let's get rid of the Karplusan Forest. Hopefully can find action here. That qualifies. So it's still not lethal, right? Because I can go Stormseeker, play Bonecrusher, haste the Bonecrusher. I mean, it's pretty damn close to lethal. Actually, wait. If I haste... What if I haste Reflection and make another Bonecrusher? Is that better? Combat, haste Reflection, copy this, 5 attackers. They block both Bonecrushers. They take 6, go to 1. It's the same thing, right? Versus cast Bonecrusher, haste Bonecrusher. I guess if they have a sweeper, it probably is better to haste Reflection. Whatever. Because if they have a sweeper, it's probably Extinction Event, right? Haste Bonecrusher is larger. Yeah, it doesn't matter though, because they have to block both Bonecrushers regardless. Oh, you know what's cool? I can actually pick up Giganta post-combat to not take damage from Kroxa, which is kind of nice. Celebrant and what's a combo? Celebrant and Reflection. So if you have Celebrant Reflection, you go Reflection, copy Celebrant, exert the copy, which untaps the Reflection, and then if you don't have a Mana Dork, you get combat phases equal to the number of mana you have. But if you have a Mana Dork, it's infinite, because every time you go through that loop, you're untapping the Mana Dork, which then gives you the mana to activate the Reflection again, and then it's just infinite combat steps. With infinite 4/1s. Why isn't double Celebrant infinite? Well, you would also need a Mana Dork, right? Also, the way that Celebrant's worded, I think you can only get... if it hasn't been exerted this turn, you may exert it as an attack. So the reason it works the other way... I could just take this, right? The reason it works the other way is because you're making a new copy of it every time. You need a new Celebrant. Okay, go to 4. They're still very, very dead, right? Okay, flip this. I was like, opponent, I think we're done here. Cool. See, it looks good. Keep this. Urion, Monka W. 80 card jump scare. What kind of Urion deck are they? That's the real jump scare. I repeat, do not fret. Our opponent has played a shambling vent. This is not a drill. That's a good draw. That's a hell of a draw step. Alright, you can go. They have another edict. They can kill my Stormseeker. That was their third turn. My opponent kept 7 cards. And their third turn was pick up Yorion. They're just dead, right? Yeah, they're just dead. Yeah, I think they're dead, right? They definitely have a Wrath next turn. No, they're playing like some kind of black-white control deck. What's the math like? 3, 4, 5. Am I one short? 3, 4, 5, 8, 11, 13. Oh, no, it's more than enough, yeah, with Halana. So, discard these two. Halana for lethal's kind of hot. Okay, so we're going to stack the triggers so that Halana's going to target this, but the Stormseeker is going to target Halana first. This is mucho damage. Yeah, Halana goes crazy with Stormseeker. You have to stack the triggers right, though, because what you want to do is you want the Stormseeker trigger to resolve first, so that Halana gets an additional power, and then Halana's trigger resolves, pumping the other creature more. Just like ultra lethal. You have a sweet modern bean list. Any interest? No, not really. That is the last card that I am interested in modern right now. All right, what are we boarding against? Black White, Yorion, Shieldred's Edict. Oh yeah, I'm all good with the beans. I have nightmares about the beans. I might just like, maybe I should remove the emotes so keep chat stop spamming it. All right, Cankerbloom coming in, Frillback, Cindervines, cut Akroan War. They appear to not be playing creatures. Clothis probably good. Maybe has. Cut Jaxus. Trim 2 elves. One Stonebrain to name Edict to scout deck. No, if I brought in Stonebrain, I would name Go Blank. It's probably a card they have in there. Honestly, they maybe have it in their main deck. His name is John Cena. It's pretty good, Eccles. It's not bad. You have a sweet Enchantress list. It's bad with a bad sideboard. No one should play it. True. Very, very true. Beans. Oh, by the way, Beans. In case you were not aware, Beans. Godless Shrine tapped. Unfortunately, we were not on the play this game. If only. I don't know what this card does, but I'm not reading it. P-hole. Clouds do be fat. Do be fat. What are they playing? Your guess is as good as mine. They got a Warlock class. I'm going to read this card. So it is a class. Beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. And then when this class becomes level 2, look at the top 3. So it's like an impulse, sort of. It's like a 3-minute impulse kind of thing. Yeah, it's not that bad. They very, very likely have Beseech the Mirror. Yeah, but if you spam it, I'm just gonna not do that, Karate. Beans are banned. They're not banned in this format. This format is safe from beans. Yeah, it's probably Doom Foretold. That's not a land. I guess we have to go attack, end of turn, pop the portable hole. Doesn't feel that great. People don't spam it that much. I also, ever since I've lowered the sound volume, it's not nearly as bad. It was really bad yesterday when I couldn't figure out how to turn it down. But now it's a little bit more reasonable. Sometimes you just have to canker their hole. Yeah, it was hella loud yesterday. Why would they play Yorion and Doom Foretold deck? Well, they have a lot of stuff that has ETBs, right? Treacherous Blessing and such. Oh, Smart. Because now if I kill the hole, it dies. I guess I'll kill the class. Alright. Fine. Rude. Go. I'll eventually draw land. In my opinion, all of the redemption sounds are annoying as fuck. Who asked? Did anybody ask? I don't think I'm looking for the person who asked. It's turn 5, by the way, if you still haven't found our third land. In my opinion, all of the redemption sounds are dank and should have no cooldown so they overlap and also be free. Well, we're not going to go that far. But point taken. Point taken. Thank you for your feedback. Bro. Come on, dude. Seriously? Seriously? Beans. Are they just going to cast a 4/5? You bet your ass they are. Beans. Ooh, doggy, we are cooking now. And by that I mean we're definitely not cooking. Yeah, that's the person who... That's the same individual. I don't know if they were playing the same list, but they had 4 Monastery Mentors. I saw it. I was actually thinking about playing their deck today. If this stuff didn't go well. That was going to be one of the backup decks for today. Monastery Mentor jump scare? Man, our opponent's deck is really good when we don't play our third land. Take 4 damages. It's even a tap land, which is more insulting. Chariot and second Fable. So they definitely have a spell to protect Mentor against... Oh, we don't have Stomp anyways, doesn't matter. I'm trying to think of how I even conceivably win this game. Let's go to combat. I think I'm going to play Chariot this turn. Fieldred's Edict. Joldred's Edict. Okay. Second main. Now what? Could Shock to play Chariot. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Maybe still a world we can win this game. It's not very likely, but maybe. Can Thrillseeker it? Yeah, I just kind of have to hope they have no spells. Turns out they have spells. You know what? Alright, let's go to game 3. Our opponent's deck is really good when we don't draw our third land. I still really don't want Rending Volley just for Mentor. I'm just going to run it back. I'm not worried about that card. Have I achieved infinite combats? Not yet. No, we haven't really been in a position where we were able to combo off. It's not, honestly, it's not going to come up that often. Most of the time when you're winning games with this deck, it's just going to be with normal rule cards like Fable, Stormseeker, Chariot. The combo is mostly just so you can have access to it, but I would say it's rarely going to come up that much. Feels like there's a gap in my curve. That's intentional. That is in fact intentional. You're out of money now. 07s. 07s for Siege Rhino's bankroll. Maybe if you stop spamming beans, you would actually have some money. You have a gap in 3 drops? Yeah, I don't have enough 3s. We could definitely use more 3s. Right, Jeffrey, save me. Jeffrey! Play with the MTGO sounds on. Should that be like a thing we do for gifted subs? Like 2 gifted subs turn on Moto sounds, 2 gifted subs turn off Moto sounds. I'll do that. I'll do that. If somebody wants to gift 2 subs right now, I'll turn on Moto sounds. With MTGA sounds. Like have Arena playing in the background. We had Leoj at one point. I don't know where it went. I don't think I removed it. Oh yeah, it's lowercase L, capital J. That's what it is. 07 Stormseeker. Sorry, we'll Thoughtseize bug them. Not even close. Please no moto sounds. Look, man, there's always a price. I'm just saying, if somebody gives 2 subs, I will fire up the moto sounds. There's always a price. I think it's better to play Stormseeker first. Attack with both. Beans. Monastery Swift Spear. Is this lethal? I don't know if it's lethal, but we're going to do this. So if we go to combat, so Halana targets Elf, Stormseeker targets Halana, right? Yeah, Halana target Elf, Stormseeker target Halana. Then we can attack with the Elf. This is 9 damage, so they don't have to block. Just take 9. Although maybe they have Wrath and they're thinking about chump blocking into Wrath. Wrath is not even that bad for us, though, because we have Mutavault Den. We're okay if they Wrath us. Yeah, they definitely have Wrath. Halana's really good, like, especially with Stormseeker, because, like, again, in this situation, you just stack the trigger so that you Halana targets something, and then Stormseeker resolves first to give it an additional pump. These 2 cards work insanely well together. Said GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Alright, 2-0. Let's go. This one's going a lot better than the last deck. Are we fast enough against Lotus? The answer to your question is probably no. I mean, I've played a lot of Gruul versus Lotus, and the matchup is bad, but there's just not, like, there's not really a good fundamental way to fix that, with the exception of just loading up on sideboard cards. Yeah, but sometimes the combo's not fast enough. This hand's really good. This hand is really nice. They took Cube down, but they replaced it with a different cube. It's like Innistrad Holiday Cube. Yeah, if you have Elf and a Stormseeker, that could maybe race Lotus. Looks like a Phoenix deck. No, they basically, what they did, Pike, is they took all of the Innistrad sets and just made a giant cube out of it. It sounds cool. I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds cool. Alright. Kill 1 elf and 2 take their place. I think spider spawning is in the cube. It's weird, though, because you can't draft, like, the million spider spawning deck, since there's only 1 copy of it. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I know. This is going to sound weird. Should the combo just be in the sideboard? What if we just sideboarded Combat Celebrant? Just, like, be a normal Gruul deck and then board into the combo against when we need to go fast? That sounds really bad. Could maybe main 1, board the second one. Yeah, that's a good point, too. They always boarded more removal. Everything Itachi was alive. Guitaring. The solo is really good. Are they casting the Cruise of the Treasure? Beans. Well, let's Fable first. Let's play around Spell Pierce. And then I think, do I play Bonecrusher or Heart's Desire? Or Stomp or Heart's Desire? I think Heart's Desire. Let's go to combat first. Now that we've passed the Spell Pierce check. You would stomp them. The thing is, I'd rather, like, if I'm playing one of these next turn, I would much rather play the 5/5 next turn, since it's just more pressure, and this dies to Fiery Impulse, and this doesn't. So that's, like, kind of why I wanted to do this, since I'm more likely to play this next turn than this, if that makes sense. And you could also argue that just, like, not telling them that you have Stomp, like, maybe they don't play around it in later turns, like, they go to, they take more damage than they would, not knowing that this is already face up, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I guess there's a good point of just, like, passing with this up to play around Spell Pierce. Sure, maybe. Could also argue that. I'm definitely discarding this Akroan War. Akroan War's not very good in this matchup. Not bad. So 5 mana. Kind of just want 6 mana. So hold 1 elf back. Yeah, I think hold 1 elf back is good. If they kill Shaman token, maybe just attack with no elves. Yeah, I think I just want to play 2 5/5s here. Attack all. No, I'm just going to play 2 5/5s. Just put the most amount of pressure on them. I don't need the extra 1/1 because I have 3 1/1s in play and I have another 1/1 in the form of Lair. So they can't really cut me off of attacking with Lovestruck Beast by clearing my 1/1s. That's just not a realistic plan. Okay, that's annoying. Unfortunate that we just discarded the Akroan War. Because that would be a nice answer to this thing in the ice. I guess we can maybe hope they... could, like, animate Mutavault, hope they block the Mutavault, then stomp it. Thing in the ice is really good. Oh, okay. Well, you know. Alright, playing this pre-combat. I'm just not going to hold up Stomp. Playing this pre-combat to play on Spell Pierce. Red mana. So they're going to axe one of the beasts. Take 8, go to 10. Should be able to kill them next turn. Do that. Send 8. Should be in a pretty good spot. We're going to cruise. If they find a second axe, then maybe we can't kill them next turn. We can go, like, stomp them, play Bonecrusher, copy. If they don't kill this. Let's see what they do. They don't have very many cards left. I guess they just cruised. Yeah, definitely don't want to play 2 spells into the thing in the ice. Unless it's lethal, like bouncing the Phoenixes. We'll see. Can you crew a vehicle with a 0-powered creature? I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. Okay. So math time. Stomp Phoenix. Copy Bonecrusher. Send everything. They have 1 blocker. They block Lovestruck. Take 7, go to 3. It's not enough, right? Copy Lovestruck. Stomp Phoenix, copy Lovestruck. Send everything. Stomp Phoenix, copy Lovestruck, send everything. They block 1 Lovestruck, take 8, they go to 2. Still not enough, right? Oh, animate Mutavault. Don't stomp Phoenix. If I don't stomp the Phoenix, they just block both Lovestrucks. I have to stomp a Phoenix, right? Let's start here and see if they have Axe. And they do have Axe. That's very unfortunate. Well, that sucks. They are hellbent for what it's worth. And the Phoenixes have to attack, so they can't even play defense next turn. This is a really tricky spot, because I don't think I want to actually cast the Stomp here, because that puts a counter on the thing in the ice. No, I think I'm actually just casting Bonecrusher. Because if they just draw a removal spell, if I Stomp, that removes a counter from Thing in the Ice, and then next turn they get it back. If they draw any spell, it flips it, right? Copy Awoken Horror with the Bounce Trigger on the stack. Yeah, but I only had 1 spell. I couldn't flip the Thing in the Ice this turn. Yes, that is a line, but I couldn't have done that this turn. I think the plan is just this. Yeah, just no attacks. Or you're thinking next turn? Oh, if I draw a spell... Well, then all my other shit still gets picked up, though, right? Hopefully they just draw land. 2 mana. Okay. It's annoying, but it's not a spell. Give them back Thing in the Ice. Oh, the Phoenixes died, right. Okay. Can't you copy with the trigger on the stack? What's the point of copying? Copy doesn't do anything. I get an 0-4. Why do I want an 0-4? They're at 10. So we can go copy Bonecrusher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I just animate Lair and send 3 4-power dudes. Because then they have to chump 1. And if they chump 1, they go to 2. And then if they're at 2, that means if they flip this, they die. Right? So I think I like that. They have to, at a bare minimum, chump with 1. Pretty happy if they chump with both, obviously, because then they just can't possibly win. If they play 4 spells next turn, sure I lose, but I can't beat 4 spells anyways. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess I just died at 3 spells, right? Flip Thing, get back 2 Phoenixes. I was never beating that anyways. Why not send all? There's not that much difference between 2 and 1, right? I could have sent the human token too, but they just block it with the 0-4. You attack with the 8-7? How would it be an 8-7? Do you not know what's going on here? If you copy a Thing in the Ice, you get a copy of Thing in the Ice. You don't just get the backside. You get a copy of Thing in the Ice. That's not how that works. Yeah, it also comes into play with counters. Well, the thing is, if I leave Mutavault up, it doesn't force them to put them to 2, right? Because in order for me to get them to be in a spot where they have to go to 2, I have to make the Lair a 4-4 and attack with 3 4-power creatures. Because their only choice is to chump block and go to 2. Right. The copy would flip if it had 0 counters but still enters with 4. Right, yeah. I don't know why we're talking about this. Copying a Thing in the Ice doesn't accomplish anything. Flip it, and with the bounce trigger on the stack, flip it. Yeah, if I drew a second Stomp, I could have done that. Like, if I drew a second Stomp that turn, I could have went... Because my Thing in the Ice had 2 counters, right? I could have went Stomp you, Flip Thing trigger on the stack, copy it, then I have a flip copy of it. But, like, it wouldn't have mattered. Anyways... Alright, against Phoenix, Akroan War is pretty bad. Hazoret's not great. Ooze is, like, okay, but they have a lot of ways to kill it. Clothis can be good, but it's kind of slow. And then some number of volleys for sure. I'm going to cut Jaxus. Shave a Combat Celebrant. I'm going to play, like, 3 volleys. Shave an Elf, 4th volley, play Clothis. Let's try that. I don't like Scoos. A certified paper play, true. Very, very true. You can do that at FNM. Volley, Fable, Chariot. It's like kind of on the low end of keeps, but I think it's fine. Am I playing this Modern prelim with Rhinos? I really don't want to play Modern today. I think I'm not going to. I'll just keep playing Pioneer. If Reflection became a copy of Thing in the Ice, would it flip? If Reflection became a copy of Thing in the Ice, I don't know if I understand the question. Play Rhinos in the prelim. You want to play Modern. This is what the voices are telling me. The Tubby Smurf voices. Voices in my head. No, not my elf. Main phase, Otherworldly Gaze. Means they have Cruise. Have Cruise, right? Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense. Now we can jam Fable. Do an eye. Yeah, it's still Fable, I think. What is the combo? Is this going to be... I feel like this is a Spike stream where we have to explain the combo. Add combo. Combat Celebrant plus Flipped Fable. Combat Celebrant plus Flip Fable. Is it charm? Is it a charm? Is it charming? Perhaps? Well, chat, you know what? We're a little down on Modern today, but you know what? If you are also down on Modern and you would like to help us get towards the sub goal where we can play some pure Modern, that is the current sub goal we have in place. So if you have a spare Prime sub and you want to help us get to that goal, would greatly appreciate the support. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm down to play some pure Modern. My body is ready. My body is ready. Should we start arguing with you about card choices like Spike's chat? I thought you already did that. I thought you already did that anyways. It's just no difference, right? Yeah, it's kind of like hot right now. No more hat. No more hat for today. Just go down the deep hole and play Legacy? No, I want to play some pure Modern. And by play, I mean commentate. And by commentate, I mean watch people play pure Modern. Ooh. Pause champ. 4 cards in hand, huh? What should we do? I kind of want a beta removal spell here, because if they kill the Chariot, they're less likely to have something to kill Reflection. So why don't we do... I boarded out the Jaxus, didn't I? Kind of wish I had kept the Jaxus in this spot. Alright, let's play Heart's Desire. Let's play Huntsman's Redemption. And then I can sacrifice the human token next turn. Okay, Grithis. They're probably killing the Chariot, but that's fine. 2 mana, a Braid. Okay, it's fine. They have 3 cards in hand. 14. Hopefully they don't have a removal spell for Reflection now. Beers, thank you so much for the 16-month resub. Subbing for that sweet Splinter Twin content. We're going to try and twin them this game. Yeah, clickbait worked. That's how we get them, alright? That's how we get them. Clickbait successful. But they did shock. I mean, they might just be shocking for appearances. Is there a way that I can play around a removal spell? I don't think so, but we're gonna sack a token and see what we can go get. Run out the beast. What am I searching for? Probably Klothys? And get Halana. Can also get Thrillseeker. Get a lot of options here. Some would say too many options. They're 12. Stormseeker. Yeah, I boarded up the Jaxus. I don't need a 1/1 Eccles because I can just animate the Lair for 1. Okay, here's my plan. We're going to get Stormseeker. I'm going to lead with Volley on Thing in the Ice. Because I think if they have a removal spell, they might fire it off now. Okay, so that kind of leads me to believe they just don't have a removal spell. I mean, I'm just going to go for it, right? We didn't come here to not go for it. Tell him to bring out Jaxus? Yeah. The Jaxus. Alright, do you have a removal spell? Please don't. I guess there's no... Yeah, why would they use the removal spell in response? Yeah, they wouldn't do that. Rude! So send everything, trade here, block here, go to 9. They only have 1 card in hand. I still think we're in a good spot here. Still think we're in a good spot. We could even go Stormseeker, copy Stormseeker now. Animate Vault here. Why do I need to Animate Vault? Oh yeah, obviously they would trade for the 3/3. What does Animate Vault accomplish? Oh, so it gets untapped with the Combat Celebrant. I didn't need to. I had enough to just, like, attack with everything and then use my other mana to do it again. I didn't need to do that. But yes, I could have done that as well. Yeah. I could have also still done that after I copied, right? I could copy and then animate the Mutavault. It didn't matter when I animated it. We'll see what they do, TP. My Brotherhood in Christ. Okay, so now we just go Stormseeker. Stormseeker Bonecrusher, probably. Haste the Bonecrusher. They go to 5. So they have the Hall of Storm Giants next turn. Manage to play the land first to be able to do it. No, if they let the copy resolve, I can just shock, then animate the Mutavault, and then go from there. Would have been fine. I don't think it matters when you animate the Mutavault, as long as you do it before attacks. It's like, is this not just lethal? Pretty sure this is just lethal. Alright, cool. 3-0. Much, much better than the first league, huh? We haven't comboed yet. We've been in a position where we could have comboed, but our opponent unfortunately had a removal spell. My face when opponent has removal spell. Do modern players order anything with their beans at a restaurant? Yeah, a ban list. You know, it's like when you go to a restaurant and you ask for the beer menu, the people, the beans players, they don't ask for the bean menu, they ask for the ban list. I know a ghost. No, really, I know a ghost. Like, for real, for real. Ascended Spirit. This is not the best hand against spirits, considering we do not have a 2-mana play. Kind of sus. Kind of a little sus. Hot take, craft beer sucks. That is an extremely hot take. Scolding molten lava take. Shackle Geist. She shackle on my Geist till I'm... Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. I really don't. She shackle on my Geist till I'm tapped. Meh. Probably should have went to combat first. Just missing a free point of damage. Yeah, -1 Keck W. -1 Keck W. I miss a lot of free damage. Just won a game with Balmor, buffing an army, and Song of Totentaz. If I knew what those cards did, I would know what's going on here. But unfortunately, I'm not familiar with those cards, so those are just words. Thanks, Primhouse. Thank you for the follow. It's the Rat Fireball. Oh, okay. When you put it that way, I know exactly what card you're talking about. Okay, those are cards. I'm just going to immediately go to combat. See what they do. They're probably not going to tap anything. Get a treasure. Akroan War is not good against spirits. We'll play Redemption this turn. So I think I'd rather have this one get countered. Ooh. They just don't counter it, which leads me to believe they probably don't have a counter spell. Because that seems like a very high value counter target. So I'm relatively happy with that exchange. Celebrant plus Jaxus. No, the combo is Celebrant plus Flip Fable. So you go Reflection, copy Celebrant, attack with the copy, exert the copy, which untaps the Fable, second combat, before second combat, copy again, exert, untap Fable, so on and so forth. That's the combo. So it's without anything else, with just those two cards, it's a 4/1 and a combat step for each mana you have, and if you have a Llanowar Elf, it's infinite, because every time you go through that loop, you're untapping the elf, and then you use the elf to copy with Fable. But you don't necessarily need the elf just to, be able to kill your opponent that turn. It does help because it gets you to infinite, but it's not, required. Because you usually have enough mana left over that you can probably just kill them without the elf. I always get rinsed every single time I play against spirits. Regardless of what deck I'm playing, it just doesn't matter. I cannot beat this. Just 0%. Drew a Stomp. This is a really tough turn. So flip this. Okay, let's count our mana. I have 6. So I can float mana with Elf, sacrifice Elf, get Stormseeker. Stormseeker can haste the reflection. They can tap in response, though. I am dead on board, so I need to do something this turn. Alright, I don't know what we're getting, but I know I'm sacrificing Elves, so let's start with that. But I don't know what I'm searching for. Thrillseeker? They're at 16. Thrillseeker doesn't quite do it. I guess I could also just get a second Bonecrusher and just try to double Stomp. Like, Stomp, Rattle, they counter Stomp, Rattle again. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I can maybe survive if I do that. The other option is get Stormseeker, play Stormseeker, haste the reflection, copy Stormseeker. But again, they just tap the reflection in response to the haste on it. Steal with Akroan War. Well, I can't search after I steal with Akroan War. That's not what the card does. But I guess what you're saying is get the Celebrant this turn and then just play Akroan War. I can Akroan War plus Stomp, which is not bad. And maybe just try to play for the combo next turn. Because if Akroan War resolves, which, again, I don't expect it to, but in the case that it does, stealing Shacklegeist is massive. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, Akroan War. Try to steal this. This is the highest value target. I don't expect this to resolve, though. They very likely have a counterspell here. Wow. Okay, so they have Rattle Chains. I definitely have Chains, right? There's no way they just have nothing. Could have Slip out the back, too. Wow. Wow. Well, didn't think we'd get this far, chat. Let's go to combat, I guess. Did not think we'd get this far. Send with both of these. Leave back an extra blocker. Alright, go. I'm very, very confused as to what's in their hand. I think I'm gonna upkeep kill the Rattle Chains. Think about this. If I Stomp now and they have Slip out the back, do I die? No, because flying is not till the second activation. So I Stomp, they Slip out the back, then they can go pump 1, 4, that would be 4, 5. Oh, it would be Xaxes, right? It would be Xaxes, because this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from the Slip out, and then this is the 10th point of power. Stomp the Ascendant Spirit. I have to wait till upkeep, though. Yeah, I have to wait till their turn. Okay, well now we just do this, right? Yeah, now we just do this. Then I think we're vibing. Because they can only, if they have a land, they can get one of these to flying, which would be 5, 6, 7, 8. But then I could just block the other Ascendant Spirit and kill them. So that's not good enough. Don't watch Super League. It's everything you hate about Modern right now. Oh, did everybody play Beans? Let's take a look. Is every single person playing Beans? What we got? Carbon on Burn. Canister on Amulet. Mason obviously playing 4-color. And Carolyn playing Sack. Okay. Oh, I was confused because I thought Carmen had played last week. I was very confused. But I guess Carmen is subbing for Simon Nielsen. Okay. I was like, wait, what the hell? Oh, Scam. I meant Scam. I think I said Sack, but I meant Scam. My bad. Yeah, Rakdos Lux Sack. That's what it's called. Look, if okay, hey Watsy, shout out. So I understand that the branding on the word scam we're not a big fan of, so we could just call it Rakdos Luxax. How's that? Because that word does not have negative connotations. Gotcha. Okay, that's unfortunate. I hope everything's all right. Did not know that was the case. We are sending in the clowns. Too close to Lovesack, a partner brand. Fuck, we'll just call it Rakdos Lovesacks. I don't know. Good enough for me. Rakdos Beans. Lovesack is the like the MTG beanbag chairs, right? Where they partnered with them. That's what that is. I want to get a beanbag chair with just a giant picture of Doomwake Giant on it. That's what I want. Do you think they do commissions? Yeah, Doomwake Giant body pillow. That's what we're talking about. Okay, am I dead if I don't block? 3, 6, 8. I am not dead if I don't block. So perhaps I should block. Or, not block. What if they have Second Lord? Oh, they can't play Second Lord. They have no Rattle Chains. They can go Chains Lord. Chains Lord would be 3, 4, 5, 8, 11. Well, we know they don't have Chains because they would have played Chains last turn when we went for Akroan War, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They spend 4 mana, pump, makes each of these 3. That's 3, 6, 8. A 1 mana creature would be 9. Yeah, but I need the 1/1 to be able to attack with Lovestruck next turn if I want to like go Lovestruck copy. I think I'm just not going to block. But I don't know. If my plan is Combat Celebrant, I don't necessarily need the 1/1. So maybe it's fine to just block there. Okay, they're pumping 1. Are they pumping both? They're pumping both, which kind of shows a sign of weakness, I think. Oh, we can also just give Trample too. So if I go Trample to these 2... Okay, so let's figure this out. If we go Combat Celebrant copy and they have a removal spell... So let's say worst case scenario, right? We go Combat Celebrant copy it. They have Slip Out the Back for Combat Celebrant. This is tapped. This is 10. -3 is 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm 1 point short. 1 point short if that was the case. I don't think I have a way to play around Slip Out the Back, though, right? Because if I go Lovestruck copy, they just slip the Lovestruck, I'm in the same spot. If I just attack with everything, including Lair, they go slip out the 5/5 trample, block the Lair, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, go to 1. Activate Den. If I activate Den, they slip the Den before combat. Slip the Den before combat, block a 2/2, and that's 5, 10. That would still be an attack for 13. That's actually not bad, right? What if they let me attack with Den? If I activate Den and they let me attack, they go slip out the 5/5, chump block the Den, take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because I get the extra point from the Den. Okay, that's a way to beat Slip Out the Back. Because I think that's the only card they can have here, right? Is Slip. And if we can play around it, we should. Also, worth noting, if they slip the Den before combat, I can just use the mana to copy something with Fable. And that might be more damage. It should be good, though. I think this is Xaxes if they slip out the 5/5. It's exactly 11. Yep. All right, cool. Sick game. That was an intense game. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. That game was intense. All right. Post board against spirits. Definitely want the volley. Definitely do not want a Akroan War. Hazoret bad. Kank bad. I think everything else is kind of mid. Like, Clothis can be okay, but it's slow in the draw. Skews, no. Creatures don't die that often. I think I'm going to shave Halana. Very, very slow against counter spells. I'm going to cut a Chariot, actually. I know that sounds crazy, but 4-drops are just not good against the deck that has a million 2-mana counter spells. That's also pressuring you, you know? Yeah, imagine shifting Ceratops. It's worse against the Blue-White Spirits deck because Spell Queller still gets it, but it's kind of lights out against Mono Blue. Without you. I really do not like this hand on the draw. Just way too slow. Much, much better. Put back Jaxus. Jose must love it every time I like have an opening hand that has Jaxus, and I just put it back on my mulligan. Because it's just easily the worst card in my deck. You must get a kick out of that. Look, you might not be wrong, okay? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying let me cook. When the obsession is curious. I'm a little curious. We're better. It's kind of awkward when you stomp the Mausoleum Wanderer because they can just sack it. Interesting. Low key. Kind of want to just jam that. I mean, the other line is just, what, stomp this main phase, get rinsed by a 1-mana card. I'm going to get rinsed by a 1-mana card anyways, right? I mean, I kind of have to go for it. Yeah, I just kind of have to go for it. I can't let them untap with this thing a million times. This is the only spot I'm going to get, like, a reasonable opportunity. Alright. If I let them untap, they can have Rattle Chains. What's the combo? Exclamation point combo. Am I doing a special stream for Halloween? I don't really partake in Halloween activities. I'm not a dress up kind of guy. Not a costume kind of guy. If you're into that kind of thing, you know, no shame. But that's just not my MO. Not my forte. That's a hell of a top deck. I hope they counter this. I doubt they will. But now we can force action on their turn, which is good. It's my favorite combos: pretzel, cracker, cheese. Pretzel for sure. The pretzel ones are kind of based. Okay, I could volley now, which plays around chains, but it's way worse if they have slip out the back. So I'm going to wait till their combat step. Sure. Which one do I kill? Probably the Wanderer. Okay, I like this. You're trying to just race them. A portion of a desk, your camera, and your ring light, and be Mr. Streamer. Yeah, what I'm going to be for Halloween is Doomwake. That's my Halloween costume. It's actually the sub-goal that's in place, you know? I think I have to jam the Chariot this turn. So let's go to combat. Send these two. Yeah, I do a really good Doomwake costume. Better than anybody else, to be honest with you. Better than anybody else. No, nobody else could be Doomwake for Halloween. Spell Pierce. What is that nonsense? I send you a giant Doomwake costume, will I wear it on stream? No. No, mostly because I'll just be too hot the entire time and just non-stop sweating. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a costume kind of guy. Witness protection. Everybody protect the Lovestruck beast. He's now legit. 3 cards in hand. Let's go to combat. I'm just gonna send the clowns. I think I have to play the Combat Celebrant this turn, because I'm not clocking them otherwise. I counter your spell. Tank counter. We gotta read it first. Okay. Your turn. Could have maybe just fired up the den that turn. Shocked. Maybe that was alright. I think it's probably time to fire up the den this turn. Chat, I'm just saying, we got a long ways to go for that sub goal, so if anybody in the chat has a spare Prime sub available and they would like to help us get towards that sub goal, would greatly, greatly appreciate the support. Ideally, we would like to try and get to the sub goal before the end of the month, because there is going to be a bit of sub drop-off. But, yeah, we're getting there. I believe we can do it. I believe it, chap. I believe. Rattle chains. Duran's Hybrid, thank you for the Prime. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, Hybrid. That much closer. They go to 6 here. Are we dead? 3, 6, 7. Gotcha, though. Mr. Tasty, thank you for the 6 months. Thank you for that Prime. Hype train close. Oh yeah, we're dead to the creature land. Game 3. We get to be in the play, though. And we are playing Pioneer, so being in the play is nice. That's how this format works, right? Simply just win the die roll forehead. Chat, I repeat, the hype train is approaching. If you got a Prime sub, now is the time to use it. Let's get a little train going. A little train skis. Yeah, I mean, in Pioneer it kind of is, to be completely honest with you. I mean, Mono Green is not even a good deck that's on the draw, you know? Like, Mono Green is probably exemplified to the max that exact situation, you know? If this pathway was any other dual land, I would 100% keep this hand. Double Volley is really tough to mull. Do you believe that we can find a red source? You know what? Actually, we can Huntsman's Redemption and just sack the elf or a mountain. I know it looks kind of crazy, but I think this hand's actually fine. Because they don't have removal spells. Right, they're mono blue. If they were blue-white, this hand would be a little bit more sketchy. But they have no removal. Got 5 on it. Evil One's got 5 on it. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, Evil One. If you didn't get one, dodged in chat. Had it the whole time. Had it the whole time, by the way. Thank you very, very much for the 5 gifted subs, Evil One. Appreciate that. What do we do now? This is a tricky spot. I want to kill the Wanderer. Is it just kill Wanderer, play Elf attack? It might be. Yeah, I think it is. You want to kill this. You just want to kill every creature they have as soon as possible. Just like, if you can avoid it, don't ever let them untap with the creature. Play the 3-drop. No, I just want to kill all their stuff. Thanks again, Evil One. I appreciate the 5 gifted. It's very nice of you. You don't want to stomp there because they can just sack the Wanderer in response, and I think it's really important to have the body. Like, whatever 2-drop they can play, I can just stomp that. Ideally, I draw another land, and I can go Redemption, hold up Stomp, and then if they end of turn a creature, I just stomp it and the game's over. Like, that would be almost game over at that point. Okay, now they have Slip Out the backup. Let's go... I think they have Spell Pierce. I think it's Redemption, hold up Volley. Sucks if they have Spell Pierce, though. Alright, no Spell Pierce. I like that. I'm not going to go for the Volley now. I would probably rather volley like any 2-drop they have this turn. Chat, we got the level 2 hype train. It's got about 2.5 minutes left. About 2.5 minutes on the train. I don't mean to alarm you. The build up. The build up. Hold. Wait for the drop. Wait for the beat drop. Wait for the beat drop. All right, now. True. True. Beats. I'm not going to guess the volley here. I'm going to wait. What if I just didn't sacrifice anything? You know what? I think I'm not going to. I think I'll pass. I will not sacrifice anything. I'll go to combat. How about I just attack you? I'm going to play another Redemption, hold up Rending Volley again. If they don't have a counterspell for this, the game's over. They have to counter this. Probably debating on which counterspell to use. Changing an elf into a mountain. I lose one. Yeah. Wow, they didn't counter it? Holy shit. Alright, go. Yeah, maybe that was better. Sack elf. I could see that. Gives us a second red source. Yeah, that's fair. That might have been good. Petty theft targeting token. Sure, that's fine. I don't care all that much. Yeah, I guess I should probably do that now. Do that this turn. And then we can double red spell. Being able to stomp plus volley is kind of huge. Take one, happily. You like the stream title? Yeah, the real Splinter Twin. Okay, not going to bite on the volley yet. Okay, now that we've drawn the Copperline Gorge, we probably don't need to get the second red source. So let's target these two. Is there anything else I'd want to search for? I don't think so, right? Yeah, I think I'm just going to go let this happen. Play Gorge, go to combat, send for 8. Be pretty happy if they take this trade. And then just pass with 2 removal spells up. And then we can kill them next turn with this. There's just no need to play into their counterspells when we're this far ahead. Okay. Sure. The lead. True. The lead 46. Thank you for the 5-month, excuse me, I can't read. 5-month resub. Says, why am I getting ads or resub time? You too, chat. If you would not like to watch the ads, you too can subscribe to the channel for free, or maybe get lucky enough to get a gifted sub. Thank you for the 5 months. Lead 46. Yeah, they're just in a horrendous spot now. Their streets behind. We have a lethal attack next turn. We still have 2 removal spells in hand that we've just never had to cast. Sure. Taking it all. I'm just not going to cast my spells until they make me. Hate that iOS won't let you use your Prime. So I think you can Prime sub on mobile. It's just like, you have to do some roundabout way of doing it. It's very, very strange. I think there is a way to do it, though. If I recall correctly. Okay, we just go to combat here. I think I'd just send for 8. I could send the 1/1/2. But there's a chance I need to spend all 5 of my mana this turn. And this is going to force a trade anyways. So just send 8. They trade for Elf, take 5, go to 3. Then we play Fable Pass. I think that's the plan. Yep, that's fine. Trades Gucci. Go to 3. A Fable. We can pay for Pierce if they have that. Then we just hold up Volley. Your turn. Imagine having to trade off a Faceless Haven for a Llanowar Elves. That's gonna feel demoralizing. Cauldron is with Pack Rat. I have seen that. Or, like, I've thought about that. I just never kind of put it into words. Like, I never tried it out. But I have definitely thought about that. Just gonna fire this off now. I can't think of a way this goes poorly for me. Since this is not a spirit, they can't protect it with rattle chains. Yeah, they just can't win. Chat, we're 4-0! Let's go. You know what that means. Trophy prediction. Ooh, playing for the trophy. Do we keep a one-laner on the play? We got 3 elves. I think it's actually fine. 6'2 should be 187. Well, there you go. I'm 187 centimeters. Alright, land. We need a land! This hand's good against Lotus if we can find a land. Please? Fuck. Alright, well, we tried. We done tried. I don't know. I mean, the upside on this hand was super high. No. Yeah, we have to play Stormseeker. It's not going to be good enough, but we have to play Stormseeker. We tried. Deck. Should have probably attacked with the elf since they're likely to chump block here. No, they didn't chump block. Okay. Did not matter. This one's probably Jover, though. How much sideboard do we have against Lotus? We have 2 Stone Brains, a Cindervines, and that's it? 3 sideboard cards? I feel like that's probably not enough. Still measure weight in stone and volume in hogsheads. Yeah. How many stone is it? Well, they're not playing a spell, which is good for this. I mean, if we somehow don't die, we can probably kill them. It's just... Well, actually, no. It's probably better to Huntsman's Redemption Haste, because then I can sack an elf to get Stormseeker, or Thrillseeker next turn, rather. So let's go Redemption Haste. And I am going to play the other elf, too. So, haste this. Send both. Chump, take 5, go to 12. We almost certainly have them dead next turn. The question is, will there be a next turn? Probably not. There is probably no next turn. Do. Alright. 6 lands, please. That is not 6 lands. Yeah, they instantly tap black. They have Omniscience. You win. I quit. You win. I will concede. I've seen enough. Okay, let's, next time, draw the land. I think we would have won that game if we had drawn the land. So, Akroan War coming out, I think. Stonebrain coming in. Cindervines coming in. Do I want anything for the stupid dinosaur? They sometimes have Zakama or Dragonlord Jamoka, so I could play like 1 or 2 copies of Akroan War for that. Yeah, Stonebrain Chandra. I mean, that's worse in the post-board games if they expect Stonebrain to come in, because they can bring in alternate win conditions. But most of the time, yes, if you Stonebrain Chandra, their only win condition at that point is Lair. I feel like I'm going to cut the Halana. And I'm going to cut a Chariot for 1 Akroan War, just to, again, to have, like, at least something against Dramoka or Zakama, because sometimes they do bring those cards in. I don't think you ever want the second copy, but the first one is good if they have those cards. It's just, you can't afford to, like, open 2 copies in your opening hand, you know? It's just too bad. This song is so good. My version I still have Sun because of Stonebrain. Yeah, some people do, some people don't. I don't think there's a consensus on what the correct version or correct build is. But, like, some people still have Mastermind, you know. It really just comes down to player preference. Alright, well, this is as good as it gets. Opponent's on 6. See, I put Splinter Twin in the title, right? Because we're playing Combat Celebrant plus Fable. We all know the real Splinter Twin is Elvish Mystic plus Reckless Stormseeker. trying to think of how much gas was the last time that I got it. I can't remember. I think it was like, I want to say 360 or something like that. USD, of course. I want to say it was around there. Was it 260 or 360? I can't remember, dude. I don't. When's the last time I got gas? It was like last Friday. What's a USD? Unsportsmanlike. I don't know. Unsportsmanlike something. Yeah, we're just going in, right? It's like a little sketchy if they have some kind of Wrath next turn. Yeah, USD drive. USDD. I don't understand the American financial system. People in America don't either. None of us do. Alright, kill me on turn 3. This is the best I can do, man. This is all I got. I ain't got nothing else. This is as good as it gets. XDD shrug. Oh, they're thanking. They are thonking. You think I'm dead this turn? God, that's like the best Twitch name ever. Young Money Sandwich. Thank you for the 2-month resub. That sweet, sweet prime. Not sure they can turn 3 without Grazer. It would... Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I'm trying to think if they can cast Wrath, though. I guess they would need double strings. Because they could go play Lotus Fields. We're Chad casting Vizier. Isn't that just not enough on board? Just animate Mutavault. Pump Pump. Oh, it is enough, actually, right? Oh my god, am I 1 point short? Yeah, I can haste an elf, but I'm still 1 point short, right? Because if I haste an elf and pump a 1 power thing, they block a 2, right? Like haste this, animate this, they block elf, they would take 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm 1 point short. So I guess in that case I should pump a Stormseeker to force them to chump block, right? Animate Mutavault, pump both Stormseekers, because then then they just block Mutavault, take 8, right? Wow, there's like no good way for me to do this. Is there any way I can force the chump block? I don't think so, right? I don't think there's any way for me to force the chump block. It's 11. No. Animate Mutavault, play elf, haste a new elf, pump another elf, right? I have 6 attackers. They block a 2-power attacker. That means 5 getting through. 4 of them are 2-powered. That's 8 plus 1 is 9. Just trying to think if there's any combination of pumps that I can force them. What if I go animate Mutavault, haste an elf, pump a Stormseeker? Does that make them chump block? Animate, play, haste, pump, pump. If they block here, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's still only 9. Still 1 short. If you pump X2, one of the 2-power cards. What if I pump the hasted elf twice? Animate, cast, pump twice. They block here. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Still only 9. Yeah, it's 9 no matter what. Yeah, no matter what, I cannot get them to chump block, which is fucking disastrous. Because then I basically can't win. Or I'm very likely dead next turn. Alright, well, I just won't play an elf then. Because I want these to flip in that case. Let's go to combat. They can't play around Stomp anyways, I don't think. So make a 3. Forget these 2. Yeah, they don't really have the luxury of playing around Stomp. But this is nice because it lets me flip these 2, right? So they block here and take 8, go to 2. Alright, please don't kill me. The nice thing about this line is now if they Wrath me, the Mutavault's lethal. but I don't think I'm getting a turn. Man, just couldn't beat a 1-3, huh? No chance at beating a 1-3. That was tough. We did have a lot of cards that did it. Or rather, a lot of cards that at least forced them to chump block with the Vizier. But yeah, we're just dead now. Tough games, man. Alright, well, while our opponent's doing nothing and comboing off, chat, read any good books lately? Read any good books lately? This is what I usually do when I'm playing against Lotus Fields. Take a nap. Started the 3-body problem. I don't know what that is. You go to multi-game 1. I mean, if I drew a land, that hand would have easily won, right? I'm not trying to be results-based, but I think the hand was fine with 3 elves. To be fair, I didn't know they were playing Lotus Field. Honestly, if I knew they were playing Lotus Field, like if it was an open decklist tournament, I'm more likely to keep that hand. It's my favorite dragon. Dragon D's nuts. Yeah, see, I knew where you were going with that one. Maybe they brick. Here. I want to scoop so bad, but like, in theory, there is a world where they still brick. Never mind. Alright, you win. God, I love Lotus Fields. Lotus Field is, like, really, really fun to play against. See, guys, the problem with Lotus Field is that it's just a little bit too much fun. That's the problem with Lotus Field. Honestly, that's why I don't play it. It's just too much fun. Yeah, that card is broken, Dustin. That card is obscenely powerful. Alright, unfortunately, the Doubters get paid. Doubters get paid. This deck was pretty cool, though. So this isn't like normal red-green. We were trying out the Combat Celebrant combo. The combo didn't really come up that much, but with Redemption, it is kind of nice to have access to. I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts on this. Maybe you want more Lovestruck Beasts. The Jaxus can probably go. The Halana was surprisingly very, very good. If I was to run this back, I'd probably cut the Jaxus for a 3rd beast. Could also try to fit in another Thrillseeker, maybe over the 2nd Akroan War main deck, and just play 1, and maybe 2 or 3 in the board for, like, another Thrillseeker. But yeah, deck was cool. I liked it. Don't want you back. We got a shitty Scape Leveler. We got a Daze. Is that worth anything? Probably. I got a Temporal Mastery. That triggers Beanstalk. So does Cityscape Leveler, by the way. Cityscape trigger my beans. I mean, you can load up on sideboard cards for Lotus. You could play a bunch of Stone Brains, a bunch of Damping Spheres, a bunch of Cindervine.